everyone. So a recent study in the International Journal of Therapeutic Massage and Bodywork suggests that doing myofascial release for a few areas of the body can help to reduce the frequency and the intensity of chronic tension headaches. So we're going to target 4 areas today, and we'll start off with the SCM, or the sternocleidomastoid. And so to find the SCM, it's pretty easy. Just turn your head to the side. And that muscle that tends to pop out along the side of the neck here, that's the SCM. If you can't quite feel it, if it's not popping out, you could take your hand to your head on the same side and just gently press your head into your hand, and that muscle should pop out there. So you can grab hold of it and just kind of palpate there so you remember what it feels like, where it's at. And the second area we're going to target now is just behind that. So if you bring your fingertips just behind the SCM there, we're going to be targeting the scalenes. So we'll probably start down nearer to the bottom here, maybe work our way up, but that's going to be personal preference, so maybe you choose to do that. After we get to the SCM and the scalenes, we're going to target the masseter. That one's really easy to find as well. You can just take your fingertips to your cheekbone, kind of drop right off your cheekbone, and maybe about an inch in front of your ear. And you can just kind of massage in there, palpate in there, and notice what that feels like. That's where we're going to be placing the myofascial release ball in just a minute. And then our final location is going to be the temple. So most of us are familiar with this one, the temporalis. If you take your finger, just maybe one finger, right up, just kind of outside and above the eye, is that little indentation, and that's right where we're going to be placing the ball. So for this one, I like to use a little bit larger, softer ball like this Rad recovery round. You can use whatever you have available, and let's just start by laying on our sides. So for this one, I'm going to use a yoga block here as well, and I'm going to use it at its second tallest height, and just lay on my side. So remember, that first area that we're going to target here is the SCM. So maybe you just reach with your opposite hand here and see if you can grab hold. And then place the ball and adjust so that you can rest that area of the body right on the myofascial release ball. And for a lot of us, this is a really tender spot. So if it's too much, you can certainly place a blanket maybe on top of the ball. If it doesn't feel good with your head kind of hanging there and the weight of gravity pressing down, you can also take your opposite hand and kind of make a fist and a little pillow for your head. Or you could use a blanket or an actual pillow. But we're just going to rest here for about maybe 10 breaths. Let's say we're about halfway through with this one. And see if you can just relax into it and breathe. It shouldn't be painful, but it's probably a little bit uncomfortable, or maybe a lot uncomfortable. And just taking one more breath here. Good. And then we'll just lift the head, and remember, we're going to slide the ball to the scalene. So just kind of right behind where you're at right now, maybe a little bit lower. And it can be a little awkward. So you're just looking for some place that feels good. It doesn't have to be perfect. And trying to target that general area of the scalenes there. And then again, letting the head just kind of rest. You want to make sure that you can breathe through this. And so the same as the other, the SCM there, you can take your hand if you want and turn it into a fist and kind of rest your temple on your hand. You could rest a blanket underneath your temple if you needed a little bit more support. Or you can just let the weight of gravity press down on the ball. And make sure you can breathe deeply here. You could even hold onto the ball if you wanted to. And just a few more breaths. then lifting the head up, and we're going to find that third location. So remember, that's the masseter there, just dropping right below the cheekbone and about an inch in front of the ear. And this one feels pretty good. You probably won't need a blanket or anything underneath your head for this one. It might feel really tender for some of you. So if the intensity again is too much, you can always place a towel or a sweatshirt or a blanket or something over the ball just to make the intensity a little bit less. And remember, we're going to hold each of these for approximately 10 breaths. So let's say we're about halfway through here. And then finally, we're going to slide that ball up to the temporalis. And this one feels pretty good as well. And we're just going to rest the weight of the head right on the ball. And so remembering that there's no right or wrong here. So for this one, I just kind of like the stillness. But if you feel compelled to maybe roll the head in little circles, turn the face down and then up, just really small movements here. Go ahead and do what feels right for you. Maybe at least taking a few breaths to just pause and notice the sensations. And just a few more breaths. Good. And then release the ball, and we're going to lay onto our backs. Good, and just go ahead and take Shavasana here between sides, and see if you notice any changes. They're usually pretty significant. Not only in the muscles of the face, but also the neck and the shoulders. You might feel this all the way down that right side of the body or whatever side you were working on. Good. And then at home, you can go ahead and do the other side. You can just remember what we just did, or if you'd like, just go ahead and rewind the video, and together with me on the other side, you can make your way through. So I hope this helps. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.